because I don't believe in that kind of thing. But you can look into it if you want. Maybe he's not the saint everybody came after my neck was saying he was.
I love that he's like, I'm not gonna go there. He's like, I'm not the one to make accusations, but
like yesterday.
Well, Jerry Lee Lewis was convicted of such things.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so he did marry his 13-year-old first cousin, Jerry Lee Lewis. But Jerry Lewis did not. So that's how we have to open this show. Very important show. Ben, he gets the Iron Man award today for getting on the late night flight up at 6 a.m. Of course, he probably had no choice of being up this early based on what I just saw. His entire family's already awake, so it was going to happen one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm here. I said I almost kidnapped Mark Bader at the airport last night. Tried to bring him on the show this morning. He didn't go along with it, unfortunately.
Well, next time, I mean, to me, that just says you're losing some of your powers of physical intimidation, Ben.
Right.
One time,
hey, that kind of speaks to our roofer challenge, Christian. One time, Mark Bader said I couldn't cradle him. I think it was 30 seconds, though. But I cradled his ass in 30 seconds.
Dang.
Yeah,
the roofer challenge. Man, you called me yesterday all excited.
Oh, my God. I could not stop laughing because I was thinking about the UFC 3 promos where the dudes were just, like, saying just wild stuff. Like,
Tell the people what you're talking about.
Well, I thought, listen, we talk about roofers all the time here, and I got a little excited. And I thought, you know what's fun sometimes? It's fun to watch people who actually aren't good at things. So we only watch wrestlers who are good at things. So if we had a whole bunch of bums, they're trying to wrestle each other, it might be highly entertaining. So I think we should start the Christian Piles Roofer Challenge.
I love it. The Blue Collar Invitational. There's a lot of names. I think we could get, some, tool companies on board. Maybe Home Depot sponsors it. We can get Lowe's.
Absolutely.
We can start a bidding war between the two.
Yep.
Just a league full of roofers, or are they wrestling somebody good?
No.
Well, we have multiple ideas.
Yeah, we got to. So the first idea is we just have like a 8-man bracket full of just blue collar guys, and I said I don't want anyone under 180 pounds. I want the big manual laborers slugging it out. Okay, one. But Ben had another really good idea. A couple really really good ideas that would involve some elite wrestlers that I think could be interesting.
Yeah, so I think you could do how many roofers could Jordan Bros take down in 10 minutes, and just let this thing go out there one after the other.
There's a good chance in 10 minutes we run out of roofers. We would need several different unions involved.
Let's just go to the day laborer line. There's people waiting around the block. Just say, hey, we got a job for you. It's going to only take you about 10 seconds.
10 seconds max.
And then we could also do, can any roofer last a minute with Adam Kuhn?
Yeah. I can just envision like Adam Kuhn just chasing these guys around the mat. Just getting a hold of them.
Makes me. I would like to see a bully beatdown situation. Remember that? That's a concept that worked.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Mayhem Miller.
Explain it.
There was this MTV show, and I can't remember who the fighter was. Who was the fighter?
Justin Mayhem Miller.
And so they
a bunch of guys did it. Like Tyron Woodley did it one time. There was a bunch of fighters who did that.
So
wow.
They would get these people to submit videos. The most embarrassing part was the guys that had to admit on camera like how they'd been bullied by like some guy in their neighborhood or whatever. They would tell these stories. And these are adults. They would talk about this bully
getting swirlies.
Yeah. So then these bullies are like you guys were talking about on the show. They way overestimate their toughness, and so they're willing to step in the cage with these MMA fighters because it's like if they last a certain amount of time, they get money, or they start with like $25,000, and then after every every minute they last, or every minute they don't last, they lose some of the money or whatever. I don't know, but they always just get completely annihilated, and it was so funny.
Or think about
they're tough for a while. It's really hilarious.
Or think about like a reality show situation. You bring like 8 to 16, blue collar workers. You have two like actual coaches and do like an Ultimate Fighter style thing.
There you go.
Imagine we're drafting the roofers, drafting the masons, lining them up, coaching them up for a couple weeks, and then putting some matches on. The possibilities are endless, and I am certain that people would watch this also.
I would absolutely watch. Like, listen, I might be more excited to watch the Roofer Challenge than I am some of these weights at the U.S. Open this weekend.
It's because some of the weights at the U.S. Open are the Roofer Challenge.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, so there are some weights that are not as cool, but there are some weights that are super awesome. We choose to focus on those.
Well, the
Wow,
cadets and juniors, they're going to steal the show. I promise you this.
that seems factually accurate. One last, did we read the comment that Jerry Lewis raised $2.5 billion for muscular dystrophy
Jeez.
research?
He better have, man. My parents made me watch those telethons all the time. They just sit down. Like, can this guy just get to his goal so we can watch something else? Come on.
Mom, call Jerry. Oh, that's really funny. Hey, so before we get into the open stuff, we've got news on news. We didn't get news dumped at all because we're getting to talk about it. Dom Demas to Cal Poly. Big news.
Oh, I kind of knew that for a long time.
Okay, Secret Santa. Thanks a lot.
Well,
Thanks for the heads up.
I keep secrets pretty well.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes.
You're a vice lock. Unless someone doesn't tell you it's a secret, in which case there's a chance you'll tweet it within 10 minutes.
Yes, that's true. That's a fact.
Part of the fun of being friends with Ben. Okay, so that's big for them. They've done well with transfers. They had Evan Witt come in there, and now Dom Demas. Excited for him.
They're going to have a pretty scrappy lineup next year.
They are indeed. Unfortunately, Evan's gone, but Truax is back. That guy's super, super good. Dom Demas, along with a host of lamers. They'll never run out of lamers, even though one went to Michigan. They still have a lamer surplus. So, yeah, good get for him. Sort of out of left field for me. I had no idea. I guess I never really heard where he was even looking, so Cal Poly just was not on the radar, but good for them. Do you know what is there a connection there?
What's up?
Is there a connection there?
I don't know. No, I asked Tristan. I don't know what the connection is at all. I think he just went there and he really liked it, and that was it.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh, and then Luka Wick comes out next year. So I don't even know how they'll fit all these guys in the lineup. And then they have Adam Kemp, who had a pretty good year back. So they got a pretty tough lineup.
Yeah, that is salty.
Mm-hmm.
Then Rocky Jordan to Tennessee Chattanooga to finish up. Going to be a mock wrestle for Coach Rochelle. Good get for UTC.
Yes,
and I assume he's going to be a 84, but he could go 97. I think he fits for UTC either way. But happy to see him find a landing spot. And then the biggest news, Thomas Gilman, Kyle Dake, and Forrest Molinari accept their final X bids. And Dake, great to see his name, right? Because, hadn't seen him for a bit. Forrest was expected.
Were you nervous or something for a little bit?
These guys, they get me nervous. They talk about it. They speculate. I'm like, what? No, he's going to. But then, they plant the seed that like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to. But he's, of course. And Gilman was a question mark in that, his post-Olympics interviews, like maybe I'll go up. Maybe I'll go up to 61 or even 65 sometime. But when you're the returning world champ and you're on this heater, I think makes a lot of sense. Stick at that weight. And he's going to do it. So more spots locked up for Final X. Team USA is going to have a really good squad. Excited to see who ends up coming out of these weights to challenge these guys and Forrest. But yeah, so that's the major news. Now on to we have David here because he knows a lot about wrestling, particularly these U17, U20 brackets. So why don't we kick it to Bray briefly and give us the high level why you're so excited?
Yeah, well, I think U17 is the one that I've been thinking about the most. And big thing is recruiting. It's going to open up in a couple months, and this event is going to be one that I think shifts a lot of the perception around these guys. And so this event is going to determine, I think, which guys are getting phone calls right away. And so there are a bunch of the big boarders in action from 2024 big board. Joe Seeley, I can't wait to see this guy in this bracket. He's the favorite, I think, at 71 kilos. And I think he's pretty well known. I think people are somewhat familiar with him, but I still feel like I have too many conversations with people who don't know enough about Joe Seeley and his attack rate and his variety of attacks. And so I think that's going to be on display this weekend.
David, of note, David has him as the #1 overall recruit for his class.
Is it 2024 or 2025 class?
2024.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think about him? Have you watched him much, Ben?
Yeah, unfortunately, he beat one of my guys last year, and I was very impressed. He was good.
Yeah, he's good. He's gonna be really fun. He'll have probably his biggest test is Ladarian Lockett in the bracket. He won U15s last year, just a freshman for Stillwater High School, and really tough. But that's looking like it could be a final. Although, I mean, the way that the U17 brackets fall, we don't know. There's not seeding; it's separation criteria. So, not sure if they'll be on the same side of the bracket or not. But that is a match that I hope we see in the finals, and it could be really fun. So. Yeah.
Hey, what about this take? I thought I looked at you guys just updated all the big boards. Shout out big boards. You guys go check them out. The class of 2024 for me feels better than the class of 2023. Like already, like if you did a wrestle off, like I don't know, the class of 2024 may have a chance at winning. And despite the fact they're younger, they're really a bunch of good dudes in here.
Yeah. So let's compare and contrast here. So, well, dang, right off the gate, I don't know, man. This top, I'm not the high school expert here, but Chittum, Carroll, Shapiro is like a really freaking tough top.
Yes, so they already got a number one at Jordan. They already have a number one at Gibson. Ferrari's number two. So there's a bunch of like dudes that I recognize right at the bat that were super highly ranked in their weight class.
Yeah,
maybe I'm crazy.
What do you think?
Man, that's a good question. I like both these classes a lot. Chittum, so the top five for 2023: Chittum, Carroll, Shapiro, Welsh, Jezeroga. Out of that group, you've got world champ in Shapiro. You've got a world bronze medalist in Jezeroga. Rocco Welsh has done it at a high level for a long time. Christian Carroll, total beast. Chittum, I mean, he seems like he's been around forever. And then 2024, Seeley, Ferrari, Gibson, Shunky, Davino. I think right now 2023 maybe has the edge, but in a year, like long-term perception, you may be right. This
okay.
2024 group it's really tough.
Yeah, and then the other thing I just noticed, I'm not take us too far off track, but tell me if I'm crazy here. 2025, I just looked at that big board. It feels like it's all Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
A lot of them, for sure.
Like in that, like there's a run from I'm just clicking on hold. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They're all from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because Pennsylvania is kind of like they had the 1 year there was no Pennsylvania guys at who's number one, I think, and no number ones, which is like so crazy now. But as everyone could have very easily predicted, that would not be for long. Pennsylvania,
it does. It has these kind of waves of guys that come through, like the group that's just graduating, the older guys at PIAAs, not quite as good as they've been historically, but you can see this freshman group that's coming through is really, really tough. And so I think we are going to see a PIAA resurgence. JD and I were talking about that. We went to that event, and when we went for the first time back in 2020, there were I don't know, 45-ish top 20 kids in the tournament. This year there were, I think, under 30, like 29, 27, something like that.
Wow.
But you can just see that freshman group, they're going to be repopulating there. They're reloading. PA is, and you can see it in that 2025 big board.
I mean, the top two of Duke and Knox. I mean, how good and polished are those guys already as freshmen? You know, just wrapping up their freshman season.
So in that big board, in the top 18, there's only one that's not in the Northeast, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, or New York, which is Ladarian Lockett. Otherwise, everyone in the top 18 is up in that corner of the United States. It feels really strange.
It is strange. There is also a little. I think Pennsylvania in particular has like a more well-developed structure for getting guys to compete against other high-level guys young, and so it is easier to know more. It's easier to know more about those guys early, especially. I think about the way that the national landscape has kind of been shifted the last couple of years, and people not knowing what's going to go on with COVID and things like that. But I mean, you look at the results, and you look at who's been winning U15s and last year, and who's been performing well at Fargo, and it's these Northeast guys right now.
East Coast, baby. There's a guy from Grundy in there. Heck yeah. Mm-hmm. Wyatt Bush. That's a Grundy name right there, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. But think about that 2024 group that's going to, their phones are going to start ringing in June. Seeley is going to be in there. I think he's a favorite. I think he's going to have a good weekend. But then Number 3, Mason Gibson. This is a guy that as a name that people have been saying, probably he may be the guy that people are most familiar with in this class, but he is in a complete meat grinder of a tournament. And the thing with him is he's been the favorite before. Last year at Fargo, I think last year at the trials, a lot of people circled him to win, but he hasn't got it done on a big tournament like this yet. So that's going to be a very interesting weight class to follow. 55 is just, it's insane how tough that tournament is.
I forget which Larkin beat him at Fargo last year. Is it Kyler?
Kyler.
Is he going to be in that same bracket, or did he move up a weight class?
Yeah, Kyler's going to be in that. No, hold on. Kyler moved up. But Adrian Meza is the one I'm thinking of. His teammate from Valiant Prep. He's another Fargo champ. He's in here. There are so many guys. I mean, there are, I think, 5 Fargo finalists in that bracket. Nate Jezeroga is a world medalist. Ben Davino is going to be the complete, like, hand grenade thrown into the bracket because he doesn't have any separation criteria because he didn't wrestle at Fargo last year. Didn't wrestle at U15 Pan
Fargo last year.
I don't know for sure. I'm not sure why he didn't. Could have been injury. I'm not sure. But he won U15s last year and beat Anthony Knox in the best of 3. He gave Jezeroga everything he wanted at Super 32 in a really fun match. He is right there. He's number 5 in the country, but no separation criteria. So he could end up anywhere, and he could mess this whole thing up. Then you got Cale Lauritsen, who was in the finals at this event last year. Insane. Leo DeLuca, Fargo champ. Vinny Kilcurie, gunslinger. Drew Gorman. Have you been watching this kid Gorman lately, Ben?
No, I haven't. Where's he at?
Ben doesn't have small people on his team. He's a sizest.
No, I don't have small people.
Dude, yeah. Well, I mean, we got to talk about your guys when we get up to the bigger weights, but Drew Gorman, he's a Georgia kid. He's a freshman. Was like a Doc B finalist this year. Solid season, but he's had some really good results in freestyle already. At the Elite 8 duels, he beat Jake Kraps, who was a Super 32 finalist, and then he beat the guy from Kazakhstan at Journeyman who beat Jezeroga last year at Worlds. So he's got to win over a world medalist and coming on at the right time. And you know, he's another guy that I think could be make a big time impact on this bracket. And then you got the 8th graders, Jax Forrest and Sam Herring from Bishop McCourt. Those guys are both super tough. That, you know, who knows what's going to happen there. So Mason Gibson, right now number 3 on the big board, 2023. And Ben Davino's on there too. They're all, you know, recruiting wise, I think you're gonna get a big glimpse of them.
Yeah, far and away.
I just watched this Davino guy. He was at the Illinois tournament we were at. He one of my guy's not great. He was like, I think state placer maybe, but Davino freaking hammered him. It was impressive.
Yeah. And something about him too, he's another guy that doesn't seem to cut much weight. I don't know for sure. I haven't talked to him about it, but I think he's a guy that focuses on wrestling positions, developing, and doesn't worry too much about the weight cut. And so he moved up to 120 last year, and I think that there's probably a chance that he would have won more matches if he stayed at 113, but I don't think that mattered to him, and I kind of like that. I think, you know, that focus on development has probably been good for him. Yeah, he's good. And then number 6 on the big board, Zach Ryder was a Fargo champ at 152 last year, and he wrestled a combination of 52 and 60 this year, but he's now up to 80 kilos. And that 80 kilo bracket
part of it though is that the way they do it is so freaking stupid because
71 to 80.
Yeah, it's 156 to 180, 176. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
So he had to go up, and I'm very curious what he looks like in this field. He won Fargo last year, but that was one of his first freestyle tournaments at all. And I know that he spends a lot more time developing in folk style than he does freestyle, and he's got some hammers freestyle wise in this bracket. A couple of them are AWA guys, Mirasola and Sinclair. How are you feeling about those guys heading into the weekend?
Really good. I mean, the bracket's good, but I definitely feel like they can make the team. We got Gabe Arnold, obviously, is a big threat that weight class. Zach Ryder. There's someone else really good also. I don't recall, but you know,
Jude
Sinclair,
Correa.
Who?
Jude Correa He's
Correa.
he's a total, like, he's a big mystery too. Hasn't wrestled a ton of freestyle, so he doesn't have separation criteria. He's like Davino at 55. He's ranked 5th in the country, and has no separation criteria. Could end up anywhere, and he's a absolute beast. So
Jude Correa is another guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, David. He goes to Wyoming Sim, but he's not from Pennsylvania.
I think Correa
Originally,
is from PA.
is he? I can't remember, but that could be another reason why it's north. That big board is northeast heavy.
Yeah, that's true, because it's
got
the
a lot of
state.
those.
It's the state where they go to school, and that's not always that
Right.
state they're actually from. Yeah.
Now Sinclair and Mirasola, they both lost to the same guy who was a junior bronze medalist at the Journeyman. Sinclair lost 5-4, I think it was. Yeah, so I'm excited about these guys.
Will they try to separate teammates, Ben? Do you know? Will they keep them on the opposite side?
I hope so. I mean, they both were third placers at Fargo last year, so that should get some type of criteria, I would think.
Yeah, we did a little whiteboard war looking at, if you were going to seed it, where would they end up, and if they were seeded, I think they would probably be on opposite sides based on seeds, but
You don't
like
see
we
it
said,
though, correct?
they don't seed it. It's just separation criteria, and they have the identical. Actually, Mirasola has a higher separation criteria because he was in the finals of this event last year against James
he took
Rowley.
second to Rowley. Yep.
So he's in that separation criteria number 2. But there are 5 guys in this bracket that are in separation criteria 2 because they've either been in the finals at Fargo or at this event.
Dang.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's crazy. Gabe Arnold, Zach Ryder, Mirasola, Dasha Lamer was in the Fargo finals, and Luke Venadia was too.
Dang.
So number 6 Ryder on the big board, he's gonna have his hands full. If he ends up going on a run and placing really high in this tournament, his phone's gonna be ringing right away. It probably will be anyway.
Yeah, I feel like anyone. I mean, I feel like at this tournament, it probably in the majority of the weight class, maybe take away the bottom one and maybe the top one. If you take top, say 6, your phone's ringing off the hook in June.
Yeah.
Another guy, number 7 on the board, Luke Lillidahl. He was on the fence about whether he was going to go 51 kilos or 55. He moved up to 120 midway through the year for Wyoming Sem, but I think that had to do with their weight, their lineup as a whole. They kind of all those lower weights all shifted up. So I don't know if he necessarily needed to, although he looked plenty big for 120. But he's decided to go down to 51 kilos, which means we'll have Lillidahl and Bo Bassett, which is, to my knowledge, the first time we've had returning cadet world medalists in the same bracket. And that could be a very fun match. Lillidahl wrestles a high pace. His most fun match last year at Worlds was early on in the tournament against a Russian opponent, and he had to have this insane comeback, and pace is big for him, and that's something that Bassett opponents tend to struggle with, is Bassett's pace. Lillidahl also very, very quick and can get in on attacks very fast, and we've seen that not very many guys can deal with the snaps and go behinds of Bassett, but if Lillidahl can get deep on some attacks, I mean, that was the Knox recipe in Super 32, was get to the leg and then create wrestling positions from there. And so if Lillidahl can employ a similar strategy, that would be a really fun series. And they're basically guaranteed to be opposite sides of the bracket because they both meet separation criteria 1. And so if they meet, it'll be in the best of 3. And if it's 3 matches, I think that's a series that people are going to want to tune in for.
Speaking of Knox, is he not doing this?
Nope.
Why not?
He's not.
I thought he was on the list.
He's not. I think it sounds like just long season, and he wanted a little bit of time to focus on development instead of competing.
Interesting. Okay.
Has he been a freestyle guy historically? Because I know some of the East Coast guys, they actually have a lot of good folk style options. Some of them don't do freestyle.
Yeah, I actually think he prefers freestyle. It was cool. I got to sit down with him last year when we were doing our Who's Number One content trip, and he sounds like he likes watching freestyle and training freestyle a little more than folk style. And he was a guy that man, the way that he I mean, he was just, 8th grade going into 9th grade last year. And the way that he talks about how he studies film and stuff is like, it's just like how, I don't know, when we were kids, like my brother and I, we would just, watch Michael Jordan and then go pretend to be Michael Jordan in the driveway or whatever as little kids. And that's that's almost like how he would practice growing up. He's like, watch a few Thomas Gilman matches. And then he's like, I'm going to be Thomas Gilman in practice today. Go watch, Uguev matches. I'm going to be Uguev in practice today or whatever. And so,
Nice.
but yeah, I think he tends towards freestyle and his Fargo run last year was super impressive. Big Wisconsin boy, number 8, Coy Hopke. He's going to be the favorite at 110. I don't know that there's anybody at 110 kilos that can really hang with him. Ben,
Really?
what do you think?
Nobody?
I don't mean hang with him, but I don't see anybody beating him.
Who's the next highest ranked guy? at
Carter
that weight
Neves.
class?
Neves
Yeah,
is solid.
maybe. Dang.
Neves is tough, but Hopke he moves so well. He's got to win. He's got to win this year over Gavin Nelson, and I don't know. I just think he's better than this field. And then the other guy in the top 10 on the big board competing this weekend is Sawyer Bartelt. This kid, he was like 5th at Fargo last year. He wrestles at South Dade in Florida. And so during the high school season, we didn't see him a whole lot. And he, I don't know, he's just a guy that you'd think of as solid, but not a world beater. And then at the Elite 8 duels, he went on an absolute run. He beat Sonny Sasso twice. He beat Bradley Hill from Iowa, and then he beat TJ Stewart. And those are four incredible wins. And now he's up to number 9 on the big board. And the thing is, 92 kilos is as deep as I remember it being. That's
for real.
It's pretty crazy weight. So
Contrast 92 here to 92 at the U.S. Open seniors.
man, that's a sad.
It might be better at cadets.
It's deeper, but I don't think any of them would. But yeah.
I don't know that any of them would win, but I think if you drop this field into that bracket, you'd have at least half the podium probably.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I could see it. Sawyer Bartelt, Sonny Sasso, who was a Fargo finalist, Camden McDaniel from Ohio, Max.
Sonny's not committed yet, is he?
Nope, not yet.
You know who you haven't said? So obviously we have a Mirasola in that bracket. He's undersized because it goes 156, 176, 202. I hate too many upper weights, but that's a big freaking gap right there.
It goes from 176 to 202.
Yes,
That's so
obnoxious.
Yeah.
How do we have 10 weights in that big of a gap?
Yeah.
But you said Matt. You didn't say Max McKinley.
Yeah, I'm getting just getting him. Max McNally. He is a Fargo champ too, and then Cody Merrill was Fargo finalist last year.
Merrill. Yes, that's what I was saying.
And then Cole Mirasola's in there. Max Vanady is in there.
Good bracket.
It's a really good bracket. Soren Herzog's very tough.
Soren Herzog. Yeah, the hard part for rankings is that some of these dudes are 82s, some are 95s, and some are right because some of the 82s that are bigger, they got to go down 7 pounds to make or 6 pounds to make 176.
Yep.
So it's kind of weird. And then some of the small 202s or 220s are in here.
Yep. There are a couple under the radar guys that in this bracket too that I'm really interested in. Melvin Whitehead is a Las Vegas guy. He's been wrestling for like a year, maybe a little over a year, and trains with Chase Pammy at Gold Rush. Apparently his older brother plays football in the SEC somewhere, and he wanted to be good at football. The younger brother Melvin, and so coaches told him get in wrestling. You'll work on footwork. You're going to see major gains if you wrestle. And according to Chase Pammy, he's becoming a wrestling guy. His family's becoming a wrestling family. And in just a little over a year of wrestling, he was in the finals at the recruiting showcase in Iowa. And this is a bracket that's going to be. I mean, he's going to have tough matches early on. But if he can somehow get on the podium in here, then that's I think going to say a lot about him. And then another guy from Georgia. NHSCA champ Hulk Hogan, which is his real name. It's great name.
Wait, what'd you say there?
His name is Hulk Hogan.
Hoke Hogan.
Yes, and he's very tough. He won NHSCA's.
You haven't read Hulk Hogan's name yet? That's so funny.
It's incredible. It's amazing. It's one of the greatest names.
You should love it, Ben. You love
It's
wrestling.
yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting to the psychology of the parents there. Because if you're gonna go with Hulk, here's the deal. If you're gonna go with Hulk, you might as well just go with Hulk. Because now every time the kid says, "My name is Hulk Hogan," but they say, "Wait, what's your name?"
You heard me.
Every single time.
Hulk Hogan. He's in there.
And we got his track profile. Tyler is really becoming a wrestling guy.
Yes.
I mean, if you know how to find track wrestling profiles that quickly, that's impressive.
Hulk Hogan was in a crazy match at Fargo last year. I'm just thinking of it, so I don't have it pulled up, but he was in a match where he was down 4 with a couple seconds left. The ref started it, but kind of gave him a little bit of a running start, and that happens sometimes. And he just went like double through the guy's face to his back, and the ref ended up saying it was like unsportsmanlike, and they challenged it and they looked at it. I think the 4 was good. I think the ref should have stopped him on the line before he just blew the whistle, but he gave him the rolling start, so I think it was 4. Anyway, he didn't get the win in that one, but you could see the potential, and he's gotten a lot better this year, so he's another guy that you got to watch. But anyway, so those are a few of the brackets that are fun, but you're really thinking about it through the lens of the big board and recruiting. We're going to learn a lot about this class of 2024, especially this weekend.
Yeah, it's a crazy. You're going to be here, holding it down, keeping people up to speed with the what's going on. When does cadets or the U17s kick off? When does all that get started?
U17s start on Saturday and then finish on Sunday. So it's kind of nice if you're a U17 freestyle fan, because Saturday there's going to be a little bit of overlap. That Saturday night session is like the impossible session to follow. You're going to have to stay up late that night and like do some archive watching, because Saturday night session we have finals for junior men's freestyle and senior men's freestyle, and quarters and semis for U17s, which it's too much men's freestyle all at the same time. But Saturday night session is gonna be crazy. But then Sunday you'll have the consolation brackets for U17, which are going to be incredible rounds of wrestling. Don't let it fool you that it's the backside of a bracket, because it's going to be some of the best wrestling of the entire weekend. And then the finals are Sunday evening in the final session. That's 5 to 7 Vegas time. So that's U17 freestyle finals and then senior Greco finals.
Have you made any official predictions?
All my official predictions are in my
Oh, here we go. Okay, I'll go through them. Let's look. We'll put it out there on the airwaves so you can't edit them.
Nope.
I know you love to edit after it happens.
Yeah, I do. I usually like to go in. That's one of the first things I do after the finals is just go in and change my predictions to whatever the entire bracket looked like.
How'd you know Davis Mataika was going to forfeit to Dominic Deputy? So you have Javon Yarbrough winning at 45. These guys are small. Seth Mendoza, shout out Seth Mendoza, bring it home. Unleashedbyseth.com, check it out. Get a giant American flag, or what else does he make? He makes all kinds of
He made me a cool Flow logo I got.
Yeah, you could get a cool Flow logo from Seth.
You can get literally any logo you want.
Any logo you want.
What happened to that, Bray? Because it's not at the.
I haven't figured out where to put it. It's in the trunk of my car.
It was here.
Not the place for it.
It was prominently displayed here. Yeah, we can find a place for it.
We'll find a spot.
Yeah, he's gonna get better. Okay, 51. Who did he say? He's making me scroll
You
for
gotta
it.
scroll, dude.
Bassett over Lillidahl. Desmond third.
I kind of want to pick Lillidahl.
You won't, though.
I kind of wanted to pick Lillidahl. I wanted to pick them both. You can only pick one.
You're gun shy since you accused Jerry Lewis of
Only
murder.
pick one. So if you do that.
You can only pick
You
one.
can only pick one Jerry Lewis.
I'm not ready to pick against Bo Bassett yet. And I don't know if Lillidahl's the guy to do it. We'll see. 55. Hugo Jessaroga over Mason Gibson. I'm assuming this was an easy decision. My gosh,
No.
Vinny Kilkeary was 7th. Leo DeLuca 8th. This bracket is so crazy.
Yeah. Not an easy
Ridiculous.
decision.
Why do you think Jessaroga beats Gibson?
It feels like a couple things. One, Gibson a lot of times keeps the points a little lower than you would want him to or expect him to. He gets himself into really tight matches, And if it's a tie match or if it's really close late, Jezeroga, hand fighting ability and positioning.
Got that dog in him.
He's got the dog in him, but he's got the ability to get 1 point on a step out, and he's able to put a couple together in a row where he then forces the guy to open up more, and then that's, I think, where that gives him some opportunities. I think about like the way he beat Mark Anthony McGowan last year was so crazy because he was able to make pace a factor in a 4-minute match.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he had him too tired. It was that he was able to get him to the edge and score on a step out and then do it twice. So now you've got a guy a little freaked out about the edge of the mat and the positioning, and just opened up more opportunities. So he's done it before on this stage, and I kind of leaned on that when it was like, man, there's so many good guys to pick. It's the guy that's got it done.
Yeah. What's your read on that one, Ben?
I mean, I think like the Divino could potentially cause issues. If I had to pick out one weakness, I saw him gas against someone. Maybe he got early lead in the Super 32 quarters, I think, last year against someone good. Or maybe it was the semis. I don't know. It was good. He's really good. And so the 4-minute match that would not be an issue, or unlikely to be an issue. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't watch these guys enough to feel like I can make confident predictions. Like lots of times with college guys, I've watched them so many times. I feel pretty sure what I think is going to happen. These high school guys, I don't feel that same way.
If Jax Forrest won the whole thing, I wouldn't be too surprised. And then Drew Gorman, just the way he's looked lately, if he came through, I wouldn't be too surprised either.
Okay. So my Jezeroga and Gibson, I feel like as deep as this weight is, I would not be surprised at all if this did not end up being the final.
I agree.
I feel like their style is really, I think they're a little conservative offensively, right? I think they're both really good defensively. I think Jezeroga hand fights hard. He's got amazing re-attacks. Mason Gibson, really good defensively. He's got some good stuff, but I think one of these gunslinger types could make it. I mean, you get up 2-4 points in a 4-minute match. It's the one thing that it's like, I don't say you take these results with a grain of salt, but a 4-minute match is unlike anything else you really see in wrestling outside of this. These guys don't wrestle their freshman year folk style matches at 4 minutes. So it does limit it. But at the same time, the track record for success from the cadet trials on is high. So it's well correlated with their overall ability.
I think one of the reasons for that, though, is because just like we're saying, it's so deep. So it's not like, some terms, maybe you have like 3 roofers early on. They're working the trades early. And then you got 1 or 2 tough matches. And so you can sneak 1 or 2 wins. This one, bro, these dudes are going to have to win hard matches from like the round of 64 or something.
Yeah.
That's why a bracket this tough is so hard to predict, because I mean, we literally have no idea how these guys are going to fall. Mason Gibson's ranked first in the country right now, but according to the separation criteria, he's like the 6th highest guy, because Jezeroga's got the medal. Then Adrian Meza, Leo DeLuca, Cale Lauritsen, Sam Herring all have Fargo finals appearances or U17 finals appearances, and so they are going to take precedent over Gibson. So I mean, dude, Gibson, Jezeroga, it could be a quarter for all we know.
1 year ago, flashback, just to remind how crazy this tournament is. Everyone had Gabe Arnold probably winning 80 kilograms last year, or in the finals.
Yeah.
He lost in the round of 32 to Ryder Rogatsky.
Yeah.
Round of 32. Yeah. And that's not an anomaly type of matchup either. You'll have matchups like that.
We lost to Ryder Rogatsky again in Respect.
And then he lost to him again. Okay. So he has Jezeroga over Gibson at 60. He's got PJ Duke over Vince Bouzakis. Kyler Larkin third. That Dalton Perry fourth. Wow. I could see Larkin winning that for sure.
That bracket's crazy. I
got
Brockman 8th, and he was in the finals last year?
Keep hating on Brockman. He loves it. He thrives on the hate.
One thing I will not do is sleep on Brockman.
Don't sleep on him. Joel Adams over Pearson Manville at 71. Joe Seeley, you love Joe Seeley, over Ladarian Lockett of Stillwater.
Who do they got third there?
Charlie Millard.
Oh, Charlie, there we go.
How's he looking?
He had one match. I think he got a little dinged up at the Journeyman, but I think he's fine. So
I think I have him third ahead of KJ Williams and Will Hinkle, but yeah, I think that'll be a fun one.
Hinkle is Einhorn. Okay, Arnold over Mirasola. Jude Correa third there. Aiden Sinclair fourth. So you got some AWA action there in the top 4.
We've only ever had, we don't train them that hard that young. We've only ever had 2 people make the cadet trials finals. We never had anyone make a cadet team. So I probably feel more confident in these guys making one than I've felt about anyone in a while.
Okay.
And it's nice to have 2 shots too, because we have 2 guys who are both good enough to do it.
Who's the one guy you had that went to Missouri? I know that doesn't limit it. He made the trials finals. He won Cadet Fargo. It was like maybe one of your first Fargo champs.
Well, Rashka took third.
Rashka
lost to Warren. No, he didn't lose to Warren. He lost to Beard, actually.
Yeah.
Otto made the finals, and he lost to – he actually took one match from Facundo, but he lost 2-1. And then we had Mirasol obviously made it last year.
And then Sawyer Bartlett over Max McAnally. I don't know him.
Yeah, but it's actually pronounced Bartle. You're going to want to remember that name.
All right, Bartle do. And then 110, you've got Hopke over Carter Nevis. There it is. There's the predictions. Sure to go correct 100% of the way. Good job, David.
Just like last year.
Go back and look. It's at the results page. All right. U20s. Let's keep it moving to the U20 land. Where 57, I think the story there is Richie Figueroa, Robbie Howard. I'm excited to watch Dean Peterson again, Troy Spratley. A lot of good guys at this weight. Who wrote this preview? Let me see.
The guy sitting right next to
James Jermichael Dean.
That is correct.
JD, you take it away. You're our U20 man.
So as Bray was saying, U17 is fun because you kind of get to see the younger guys coming up and who's going to be the next big recruit. U20 is fun because it's where do guys have already established themselves kind of stack up against some of the top college freshmen or sophomores. Are they going to be ready for the next level? And some of these college freshmen and sophomores we haven't seen wrestle in a year or two, so it's good to see exactly where they're at, how much they have developed in a redshirt year or 2 years possibly, especially now with how these guys ended their college careers. Guys like Tate Piccolo, who we haven't seen in like 2 years. It feels like even
Tate
more.
Piccolo,
I know, exactly. He got injured his senior year of high school.
That's right.
So we haven't seen him in like 2 years.
Who did he beat who's number 1 that we were so impressed with? Because he was good.
It was Seth Shoemate.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
He barfed.
He sent Shoemate to the trash can.
Yeah, Shoemate barfed. That's an iconic who's number 1 moment.
Hey, there were a few real legends that puked in that ballroom because Darion Caldwell.
Darion Caldwell had a good puke.
Man, he really got
mid interview with myself.
He's like, give me 1 second.
What a beast. Okay. Continue.
Yeah, but so we can start at the top with 57. Where is Robbie Howard going to be at? We haven't seen him in a while. He was injured, took this past year off. And if Richie Figueroa runs, or if Richie Figueroa runs through this bracket, is there any chance we see him wrestle next year?
Yeah, Arizona State's in a weird spot here with Richard and Courtney. I can't imagine. Richard's supposed to win this. He
was the world team rep last year at this weight.
Yeah, he's the favorite on paper. I think I very well could pick Howard to win this thing overall, but on paper he would be the Vegas fit, guy that most people would pick.
I picked Figueroa over Howard.
Yes,
that's my pick.
So I don't think it really changes anything. Everyone knows he was like the number 1, number 2 overall recruit for that year, but at the end of the day, can he beat Brandon Courtney? I'm not so sure of that. So I don't think it changes anything for his prospects. If he wanted to leave, transfer, I don't think that would surprise anyone. But at the same time, It doesn't seem like that's something that's on his radar either.
Mm-hmm. Minnesota commit Troy Spratley is a guy who could surprise people who aren't familiar to the high school game. He's really tough.
Yeah, he was 2-2 at this event last year. Had some good wins. He beat Jesse Ibarra, which is notable win. Lost to Cooper Flynn and Matt Ramos, and but and then he didn't compete until Pittsburgh Wrestling Classic, almost a full year. But he's looked really good. He beat Jezeroga at the Elite Eight duels, and I think he's gonna have a nice tournament.
57 looks fun.
Spencer Moore is also a good freestyle guy. He made a cadet world team.
Last year.
Yeah, crazy.
And he
Doogie
said,
Howser style.
He said, "I'm done with high school."
You know what's
Dude,
weird
yeah.
is I always think that some of the youngest, so when they go 17 and then they go to 18 and then the youngest and juniors, I sometimes tell kids like, hey, maybe don't go that year and go to some other things, and then next year when you're 19 go. But this dude's in college and he's only an 18-year-old. That is the wildest thing. Like, he skipped a couple of grades just to go to UNC.
Especially in an age when a lot of people are
Try to be old.
staying back a year.
He will be junior eligible when he's a junior in college.
A true junior.
He'll be the favorite at 57 kg when all these guys are high school seniors.
The ultimate. He's gonna be the ultimate junior.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We got a
sorry,
strong boy.
Ozzy wants to watch some Power Rangers. I don't know how to find it.
Nice.
Like that one.
Well,
Is he
I don't know
rocking
what
the
Power
mohawk?
Rangers is, dude.
Yeah, it looks
Let me-
like-
You
let's
have
go-
to like.
Hold
spell
on.
it.
I got to spell. No, we just go to
Ozzy
the
would
internet
have a
here.
mohawk. Let's
he
just
get-
watch. Let's just watch Ben the Dad.
Did he get hawked up in Vegas?
Yeah.
The problem is, I don't know how to use any of these. He already went out to the pool. Oh, there's Power Rangers right there. I don't know how to use any of these technology things. So
We know.
All right.
It's an
An
iPad.
We
Is that
know.
an iPad?
I like when they try to get the TV in the morning. Like,
These
I'm like,
technology
I hope
things like a
Alex
TV
wakes
and
up
an
first.
iPad?
She actually knows how to get onto all the shows that they want. But there's like different apps and whatnot. And, like, it's not like there's one app and all their shows are on that app.
Mhm.
It's like, it could be on Netflix or it could be Amazon Prime or it could be whatever. And it's like, I don't know how to find this. I don't. I
Free
don't know
plug.
what to do here.
For Amazon Fire TV, because they have a search function where you can just search Power Rangers and it will pull it up for you no matter what app.
Why? Then if you go to the wrong app and you search it and it's not there, then you're like,
No,
there's
you
nothing.
can just
up.
select Power Rangers and it'll pull it up on that app.
That's giving Jeff Bezos way too much power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
So
I feel like Ozzy will be an early adopter of the sticker tattoos. How is he with that?
Oh,
I could
God.
see him. I could see.
He's got some of those already. He loves those.
Oh yeah, I could see him getting a sleeve.
A barbed wire?
How young is too young for Ozzy to get a real sleeve? 'Cause I feel like that's the kind of these are the decisions you're going to be faced with here in the next. I have to say 4 to 6 years, Ben.
Yeah. I don't know if I think some parents do the no tattoo rule. I don't really care if they get a tattoo, but I don't know. I might do a no sleeve rule. Can't get a sleeve.
Yeah. Well, I think the neck face tattoo. I would.
None of those.
Yeah. The hand tats. You're signing up for a very specific lifestyle. I think if you get the hand tattoos, which could involve working at Flow, as we have a hand tattooed
Who?
guy on the Flow. Hollywood Mike.
put a wrist
Oh yeah, I think I met him.
He's the man.
Dude, one morning I woke up and Ellis had been up apparently, and he had tattoos. He had temporary tattoos covering his entire chest and stomach. I'm like, how did you do that yourself? That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You can't even get mad. All right. Kids love tattoos. What can you do? All right. We left off at 61.
Back to wrestling.
All right.
Back to wrestling.
That was
From
Ben's
parent
fault.
hour to wrestling.
I like Parent Hour.
61 it's okay. The name I am
It's
circling.
okay. It's okay.
Wow.
Nick Buzakis, Joel Vandiver, Sergio Lemley, Kenan Webster, Yazviri, and Kale Hughes. And then even down, if you go down below, you got some savages too. So I don't know why you're saying just okay.
Dude, Corey Land
This guy.
is in there.
It's good.
All right, it's
Really
very good.
good.
All these brackets are very good. The name I am circling is Joel Vanderveer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He's another guy kind of similar to Tate Piccolo. He didn't get a senior season because Illinois didn't have a high school season in 2021. He didn't compete this year.
Where was he this year?
Northwestern.
Northwestern.
No, but I
And
mean, why didn't he wrestle at all?
I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see exactly where he's at. I think the last time we might have seen him was Who's Number One,
Yes.
when he went up 3-0 on Jesse Mendez, but then it ended up losing in overtime.
He looked enormous at that
Dude,
Yeah.
go
event.
go
How's
to,
he's going to be 61. What is it? Okay, so what does this say about the plans for Northwestern with him if he's going 61? Because they've got isn't
133.
Cannon back?
Yeah, for a couple of years.
Okay.
I don't know. Vanderveer, you look at this guy's Instagram, and there are like bodybuilding looking photos where you're like, the guy's gonna be a 57 pounder.
Yeah.
And then but recently he's like very lean. The guy's trimmed up. He's I don't know why.
He knows his beach
Well,
season.
you're going there. Talk to Joel Vanderveer.
I might, stand next to him a little bit, size him up.
No, just talk to him. And you can stand next to him while you talk to him and just be like, hey, so what's the plan next year, buddy? Mm-hmm. I'd love to know because I think I'm very, you just look at Northwestern's track record for development. It's a really talented guy.
And for freestyle success too. Like, very interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. I kind of half tempted to pick him to win the whole thing.
I just don't know where he's at. I haven't
We have
seen him in so
no
long.
clue where he's at.
That's
the fact
right.
that he's going 61 says he's got to have been like highly involved with something. If he'd have like entered at 70, I'd be like, okay, he's just mailing this in and entering a tournament. But
Well, yeah, and who's number one in 2020? He wrestled 138, and the cut was no joke. It was day before weigh-ins, and I remember just like, okay, he's really,
He was like legit into like bodybuilding in high school, I know. So I don't know, maybe he got off that and lost some muscle, slimmed down a bit.
fun hobby.
it's a great hobby. Better hobby than some others.
True.
That's true.
Nick Bouzakis will obviously be probably one of the more watched guys in this entire bracket.
Yep, and he is my pick. Maybe kind of a safe pick, but my pick was Nick Bouzakis over Sergio Lemley.
Emilio Isagera, very, very good. I really like him a lot.
Famously beat Nick Bouzakis at Fargo.
World famously beat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's 61.
65. This is one where you got a high school guy with a real college test. Guys who have established themselves. CJ Composto, All-American, Ryan
Wow.
Jack, NCAA qualifier. So is Chittum ready to really
Yes.
step up?
Yes.
And yes, that is the conclusion I came to as well as I picked him to win over Ryan Jack.
Yeah, and he's a really good freestyler as well.
He
Good,
is.
just very knowledgeable in the international styles.
And his style translates very well to the next level, in my opinion.
And what about Composto? Is he a big freestyler? Because I obviously kind of came out of nowhere this year.
I don't think he has super strong freestyle credentials, if any.
But wrestling in that pen room,
Yeah.
you're going to be training plenty of freestyle.
His arc is tremendous. Let's see. I'll read his bio here real quick. He was not on the big board or anything coming
Yes.
out. So high school, lettered 4 years,
That's good.
3-year captain. This is a leader.
We should focus on those from the big board or anything.
Ben is listening to the show.
Sorry, I clicked to see something and then it refreshed it, and then it's so annoying when you have to listen to yourself play back in like 4 seconds.
Composto went 2-2 at U23s last year. Lost to Tegan Jameson at this event last year on the backside, and Bo Bartlett on the front side.
So he won freestyle states, 5th at NHSCA juniors, 3rd at New Jersey State's folk style. Man,
Lost in the round of 16 at Fargo in 2019. So he's done quite a bit of freestyle.
he's wrestled. He's experienced. Wow. Well, what a trajectory for him on the podium.
Yeah. No kidding.
That's fast. That's the kind of like resume that you see. Okay, a guy that really works hard over the course of 3-4
His
years,
third year, yeah.
and then they get on the podium. Not like that fast. Very impressive. Good job, Penn. Good job, CJ. Except it was sad to see Stevan lose. That was tough, but circle of life, as it were.
Some other high school guys in this bracket that I like. Coy Biskins. It's pronounced Biskins. I know it looks weird.
Booz wins.
Buskins, but Biskins. Joel Jezorogo, shout out Southeast Polk. Benji Alanis. Those are some good guys, but definitely a step below Chittum, in my opinion.
Yeah, a couple other guys. Finn Solomon's been coming on at the right time. He looked
Yeah.
really good recently, and then Richard Fedolin just he just won Greco last night, so he's got some international.
But he won
chops.
Greco at 72. I saw this name. He won Greco at 72.
Yeah,
So he's won all the way down to 65?
I don't know. That's where he's registered. That's a good question. Maybe we'll see him move to a new weight class.
Very normal
I don't know
7
if
kilo
you guys know
drop.
this. 7 kilograms is 15 pounds. That would be a lot of weight to cut.
Yeah, and that would be by tomorrow. And they had a 67 in Greco that was still heavier than this weight class. So I think this there's mounting evidence that this 65 kilo registration.
What was
may be
the
faulty.
lower? What was the 60? Whatever Greco bracket look like? Did he just have a better shot in this bracket?
I don't think
Really trying to make a team?
I don't. Listen, I think both brackets were of equal quality.
Yes.
There you go. 70.
70 kilograms. This is a fun high school weight because you got Caleb Henson, Hunter Garvin, and Jordan Williams. Some of those guys I've wrestled before. Henson and Williams were at Who's Number One. Henson won. Henson also just beat Garvin at the Supermatch event, the Rudis Supermatch event. Both of those matches were close, though. I think 1 and 2 point matches, so could definitely flip possibly.
You know who's having a really nice last couple of months is Mitchell Messenbrink.
Ooh, I know that guy.
Maybe.
He looked really good, beat Nico Ruiz, and I mean Ruiz is tricky, and he got it done, no problem. So Messenbrink, he's not done having good high school results just yet.
My pick to win
so
this weight,
good.
though, freshman Chance Lamer.
Oh
Here
yeah.
in that Michigan room, freestyled up. Give me the college guy over these high school guys.
Lamer at 70 kilos is interesting.
Yeah, that's big.
Oh wow, he had 19 matches. Let's see, who did he lose to? He lost to Marcus Robinson and Corbin Munson. Solid year.
Yeah, it was not bad.
One guy we didn't see compete this year, I think, anyways, Ryan Sokol at
He's
Cornell.
still at Cornell? Yeah.
Yep.
He was a highly touted recruit out of high school, so he's another guy to kind of circle to see exactly.
Well, I feel like he's the guy who came on really early, made cadet world teams, and then I don't know if it was injury issues but I don't want to say like flaked out, but like didn't have the same results later that he had earlier in his college career or high school.
He's got a really weird style. He's very counter, high flyer type of thing. So as people get wise to that, his next evolution will be.
Yeah, he also just didn't wrestle a lot of matches in his senior year of high school. Just not on the mat a ton.
Cutter Sheets also in this bracket for all the Oklahomans
Okay.
out there.
There you go. Brother of Wyatt?
I assume
Yes, that's true. Great name, Cutter Sheets.
It's a very
Cutter Sheets.
Oklahoman name.
Sheets are awesome. Mike Sheets is a really cool dude.
Alejandro Herrera Rondon in the bracket. He's more of a folk styler, but good to see his name.
Then 74, Haynes will probably be the talk of the town here in Facundo if they could potentially hit.
It's probably the match the common college fan wants to see the most out of here because 74 kilos is what, 163?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Penn State fans were thinking Haynes was going to come in and take over the 57 spot, Facundo the 65 spot. But now with Haynes going 74, has he outgrown 57? And if so, can he come in and kind of take the spot from Facundo? And there's a very good chance. Levi Haynes is really good. He forewent his senior year of high school this year to focus on wrestling at college opens and bigger goals.
Beat Patty.
He did beat Patty Gallagher.
Won at PWC.
Mm-hmm.
He is a tough guy. I don't see who else is even in the conversation there.
Honestly,
Aiden
this
Riggins.
bracket's super deep. When you look at the other names to watch, there's some really good people in here.
Blay Ulrey, Kendall Norfleet.
Nico Ruiz in here. Braden Scholes is tough. Hunter Lydon, Antrell Taylor, some really good high schoolers. So yeah, it's good.
Stony Buell, another shout out for an amazing name.
Tony Buell.
He's at Purdue, right?
Yep.
So someone, Scott Ross, who's a big FRL listener, DM'd me that Hulk Hogan's middle name is Poe.
Yes,
Hulk Poe Hogan.
that's right.
All right. Listen,
His parents are fired.
just like that. Well, you're
They had their reasons.
You named your kid Aussie Man Strong Boy, so
That's not on the birth certificate. He made that one up himself.
what a man. That's amazing. Okay.
Who y'all picking?
I'll take Facundo.
I went back and forth, but I went Facundo because of the college room.
Pretty sure he's a age level world medalist.
2 times. Yep.
But I mean, so's Saints.
He didn't medal.
Oh, you're right. He did make the cadet world team.
He made the team. He kind of got hosed in like one of the most annoying ways.
Yeah, he really did. It was one of those, man, if it's a 6-minute match, there's no way he loses. But they're not, and he did.
Facundo's got doubles of the medals.
He's got doubles in the medals. Triples are safest. Next weight. Keep it moving. 79 Kyle Valencia. Who else?
Luca Augustine, Andrew Sparks. I'm excited to
Oh,
see
the
back.
return.
He's actually, if he's healthy, he's my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't win, you can say, doesn't count, wasn't
He
healthy.
wasn't healthy. Exactly. Thank you. High school. This one's loaded with high school guys too, though. Manny Rojas, James Rowley, Matthew Singleton, Danny Wask, Rocco Welsh.
What about Rowley?
Yeah.
Rowley's he's got a shot. He's good.
Yeah.
What do you like, high school man?
I like Rowley in freestyle. He's really good at controlling the mat. He won at 80 kilos cadets last year and got a silver medal.
That was a really good bracket.
Yeah, really tough bracket. I really like Rowley. This is one where
Singleton.
Singleton's in here. We've said
Oh, why is it? Wait. Oh, I might pick him.
I'm kind of with you.
yeah. Last year, so a couple of these guys have surprisingly good freestyle results, or maybe you wouldn't necessarily expect it, but I think last year at this event, Manny Rojas was 4th. And while he was, between his junior and senior year of high school, Singleton was 7th. They shared a loss. Singleton, he lost twice to the same guy. I think it was who was it? It was
It was a college guy.
It was a college guy.
I remember looking
Munoz.
at that thing like, oh,
I think it was Munoz.
Him.
Was it Munoz?
Yeah, it was Trey Munoz. That's
Trey
what it
Munoz?
was. Yep.
So like I think they're comparable. I like that Rowley's gotten it done though in freestyle and at this level, or not this level. He did it at the cadet level. This is we've talked about 170 pounds a lot this year. Where there are really 10 guys who are number 1 in the country caliber, and Rowley's sitting down there ranked number 9. But like if Rowley went on a run and won this bracket, I wouldn't be shocked by that at all. He's young, but he's I think physically mature enough for the weight. So yeah, I could see Rowley making some serious noise. I think I would lean Singleton though, just given of the high school guys, given how he's looked this year.
Yeah.
He has looked really good. Rocco Welsh is like the one guy. He's maybe like the biggest recruit in this bracket, but he's at a disadvantage being a year younger than the rest of those guys, for sure.
Okay. There's a lot of big names in that. Man, that might be the weight I might be as excited about that weight as any of them. Honestly, 79.
That way might be the most wide open or the most potential contenders.
For sure. I would agree with that.
It's funny. I wrote the preview, and the way I broke it down was contenders and then other names to watch, kind of a tiers type thing. And most, it's contenders, and there's 4 or 5 names, and then you list, it's like 8 or so names. Other guys to watch. This weight, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys I listed as contenders, and then just one other name to watch. So it does kind of fall off a little bit after that, but all those guys with a legit shot to win.
Very good. All right, and then we head up to 86 with the aforementioned Ryder Rogotsky, Brian Soldano, TJ Stewart, Tate Piccolo. Okay, this is a crazy one too. Bennett Berge as well. Who would you say is the favorite here, Bray?
Oh man, favorite's tough. Maybe it's Soldano, but TJ Stewart beat him in the Fargo finals last year. Ryder Rogotsky beat Soldano this year too. I think Rogotsky's hard to pick as a favorite just because
He's so wild.
Can
he put that many matches together?
Yeah, he did it at
Against
Super
tough
32, but in freestyle, I don't know. Favorite stuff. I think, but it feels like Soldano may be the favorite, just kind of complete body of work, but TJ Stewart down at 86 kilos is really very powerful wrestler if he's feeling good. He's been wrestling up at 220 pretty much all year. He was down at 195 for Elite 8 duels, and that was all kind of in the hopes of getting down and being effective at 86 kilos here. And I don't know. I mean, he won this bracket in Fargo that had basically all these guys in it. So maybe it's TJ Stewart the favorite.
Who do you like, Ben?
I kind of feel the same way that you guys, that there's not one clear favorite. I think depending on the bracket, it could go a lot of different ways. We haven't seen Tate Pickle in a while, so it'd be interesting to see what he brings to the table. Saldano's tricky because he's got all those chest wraps and goofy stuff, and I kind of feel the same way about Rogotsky. So I wouldn't feel comfortable putting my money on anybody in this.
If you haven't,
Piccolo's kind of a safer sort of bet, maybe, just because if he's, I guess, the health consideration, but I just like a guy that's that hard to score on.
We also haven't seen him. That's the other thing.
It's like this is his. I think this is like his first match competition back.
He had one match. I looked. He had one match last year,
And it's his first time below 195
True, it's
in
light.
a long time.
too.
And I wonder, does that say anything about his college weight at all?
Might
You
be.
think he could go 84? Trying to think of what kind of sense that makes for the Oklahoma lineup.
Well, they got Woodley
Oh
back,
yeah,
Woodley.
right?
Oh yeah, he better get. Yeah, I don't think he's beating Woodley anytime. That'd be a disaster too.
You want both those, yeah.
Yeah, because Woodley can't go down. He's big old beast.
I mean, he's not the big old beast.
He's
but
not. He's a.
He's a big old beast. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Soldano. He is a fun guy to watch. He's got some really tricky stuff.
If you haven't, go back and watch Rogotsky and Soldano's Super 32 semifinal.
gosh.
If you listen to who's number one on the show right now, you're like pulling your hair out because I feel like we mention it every other episode.
What a match.
But it was a crazy match. Rogotsky won, but it was close. Also, don't sleep on NC State freshman Joey Milano.
Okay. NC State's got a lot of guys.
What do you think about what do you think about DeAnthony Parker as a little bit of a sleeper pick? He's what do you think, Ben?
Oh, I mean, I think obviously having he was a starter this year for North Dakota State and having that year of experience, I think that helps a lot. And he had some good results last year in Fargo, but there's, it's funny because sometimes you separate the college and high school level. But a lot of these high school guys could go with those college guys this year. So I think he probably finishes like, say, 3rd to 6th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
92 kg. I got the contenders circled as Martin Cosgrove, Colby Franklin, Caden Rogers, Jack Dara, and Kyle Haas.
Kyle Haas.
Oklahoma State.
That's right.
Freshman. That's right. He does. He's my pick.
Whoa. Going for it.
Yeah. He had
And
he at least he didn't wrestle anyone good in this retro year, but he at least competed. A year in that Oklahoma State room versus the rest of these guys, which are still in high school.
Also, the departure of Montalvo, kind of telling too,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. He's looking to possibly, but he's gonna have a cut.
Wait.
92
that's
kgs.
18 pounds away.
I know he did
Right around the corner.
He competed at 86 kg the summer last summer, I think it was. And 184 this year during red shirt. So
He's got it.
I'm curious how Martin Cosgrove looks here. He had a win over PJ Casale in the New Jersey State Championships, and then he beat Noah Pettigrew at Elite 8. That's a guy that I think has given him trouble in the past. So he seems like he's wrestling pretty well right now. Cosgrove is going to be pretty big for 92 kilos. I think he could be interesting.
yeah, in my preview I mentioned that he's definitely the real deal. I like Cosgrove a lot. Especially, I'm pretty sure he trains at the PNRTC.
Thanks a lot.
Ben cannot stop listening to FRL.
Dang it. Well, when you try to click something, it freaking pop. I don't know why the volume pops back on. It's so dumb.
So dumb.
Anyway.
We got to kick it into overdrive here, by the way. It's 9:26.
Oh my gosh.
So PNRTC obviously would be very beneficial for Martin Cosgrove. I have him making the finals, but also my pick. I don't feel confident in that one, but I went out on a limb there. 97 kilos is a little more cut and dry. Not the best bracket here. As good as Martin Cosgrove is, Ben Keeter is 2-0 against him in the past 12 months. Whooped up on him at Fargo last summer and then just beat him earlier this month at Elite 8 duels. From what I hear, Ben Keeter is beast. Like, he's going to be really good. Just a junior. So
Already
Iowa's got a
committed?
good one to Iowa.
For football too?
Both, yeah.
Yep.
We need him to quit playing football.
Yes.
It's a dead end.
Well, play
dead
it
end
in high
sport.
school. Play it in high school.
Dead end job.
Yeah.
But don't.
Dead end job. No, dude, look around, man. No one past 30 is playing football.
Yeah.
And Noah Pettigrew is probably the main contender for Keeter, but Keeter would be a pretty heavy favorite against Pettigrew.
There it is, 125. Nick Feldman.
Yeah,
That's basically
it's basically next topic. Nick Feldman.
Yep.
If anybody can beat him, it's maybe a guy like Kopis, who's spent a year in a room and is massive, but
Man, that's a guy who has no shot at beating Nick Feldman, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Guy's just like
or a Hunter Katka.
Kaka is at least like athletic and fast. Like not the I think the big plotters are just gonna like be an absolute.
My thought there was
If he falls on top of him on his back,
Yes.
that would be.
He takes a bad shot, Kopis catches him, is able to catch him on his back and pin him.
If Nick Feldman does an Anthony Valencia rolling across his back to get to the leg attempt and he squishes him, then Hayden Kopis could win. But beyond that, Nick Feldman, world teamer, is my prediction. And everyone can just prove me wrong.
Yeah, he whooped up on Jim Mullen not too long ago, who's the number 2 heavyweight in the country. So like I said, if anyone beats him, I think it's maybe a guy who has spent a year or two in a college room.
Okay. Let's get to the senior citizens. The senior level. Actually, not the senior citizens, which Masters is starting. Clay Guida.
Yeah, I think it already ended, actually, Christian. I just looked at the results while we we're on the podcast. I didn't see any really who did I see? There was someone. Oh, I saw Ben Bombauer beat Grant Nakamura. Grant Nakamura and
Shout out
Mark
Iowa
Bader
State.
used to go at it. So I thought, Mark Bader, you should have got in there.
He should have. Next year we'll encourage him to do it. I'm pretty sure Masters is not done.
There's a bunch
Listen,
of
I
Masters
saw some
divisions.
results. I don't know why I tell you. I saw some results.
Yeah,
Those
you
look
can
good.
you can tell me that, but I think
There are so many
I
Masters
think you're-
divisions.
I think you're underestimating how many Masters. I mean, that
There's
was just
6, I believe.
that was just Masters Greco. We got
Oh my God.
Masters Freestyle. First of all, there's Masters A through F. Okay,
Uh-oh.
man, we should just
What about
pull in
the
a
teams that
random.
walk
I think
around
it's
the
isn't it like
casino and
5-year
the-
increments, 5 or 10 year? It starts out at 5 and then it moves to 10.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna start doing Masters when it gets to like the F level. Then I'm gonna start really kicking up my.
F
training.
is like 60 plus or something like that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
55
gonna
plus.
do. I think at that point, all the good wrestlers will be done entering it. I'm gonna keep this temple intact. I'm gonna ramp up my training. So like 25 years or so, you'll see me with some stop signs. I'll double enter both styles.
Go get it.
I'm not scared to go upper body.
Some of these
Like,
guys
what's
getting
this-
stop signs just being the only ones. Randy Jones.
Yeah, I might be the next Randy Jones. They're saying. People are saying that, Ben.
Oh my God.
Chatter has
We're not going to
begun.
finish the show because we have like 15 minutes left, and we didn't even start talking about men's freestyle. It's not that good, so we just maybe make a pick real quick. And
Hater of the
think?
year, Ben Askren.
we're
57.
definitely not going to get to any questions. No questions.
No, save your questions for next week, gang.
All right.
Let's pull in a preview. All right, where's the
Macho, Tyler Grenell, probably Seth Gross.
57?
Kendrick Maple.
You think Kendrick Maple can win? Let's talk about 65. Who are the contenders there? Pull those in. We can talk about it.
The seeds are Evan Henderson, Pat Lugo, Luke Pletcher, Ian Parker, Matt Klodzik, Kendrick Maple, Dean Heil.
Okay. Dude, I definitely think Maple can win this thing.
Keegan told me Maple was whooping his ass last year right before he won a junior world title.
What in the
So
world?
that's a lot of weight larger than this. And if that's really true, then I don't know that he still beats him. That was a year ago. But I got to think he does really well here.
There's also big brother effect with a college coach
A little bit.
and a kid. So I'll go Hendo.
I like Henderson a lot. Awesome dude. Would be happy to see him win. I think Maple going through Pletcher, Lugo, and Henderson is a very tall task. I'm actually picking him though. Like
let's
because
go.
like this is a dude that's like nothing to lose. I feel like he's gonna wrestle free and just let it all hang out. I'm assuming he's not gonna roll up out of shape. So
No, he scraps with these dudes all the time.
I'm just putting it out there. Kendrick Maple.
Let's send it.
This guy's so good. Kendrick Maple's so good. I think I'm picking Gross to win 61. Although if Nico won, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah,
I
gross.
think I wouldn't be surprised if Graf won.
Of course not. Yeah.
Was Gross not originally registered at 65? I thought he was going 65.
He went 65 at Farrell, but then I believe he's only been registered at 61.
Got it. Okay.
For this. And after Farrell, he was kind of like, I kind of want to go 65. I'm guessing old Bono sat him down and said,
Come on, young man.
get your head on straight.
Brandon Wright, don't sleep on Brandon Wright out of the 7. He likes to surprise people at the U.S. Open. He made was it the finals he made? He didn't win it, did he?
He won. I think he won, didn't he?
I can't recall. I feel like he might have made the finals and lost to Brewer that year, but
Oh, okay. And then Brewer, because that was a year where.
but he
where-
beat some really good dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He is really good. I don't know where he trains or how he.
Yeah.
How these things
Is that the year
happen.
he threw up all over the mat? One year he barfed all over that
I feel
U.S.
like
Open
I
mat.
remember that. I feel like I remember a guy barfing, but it's possible not. I try to, if nothing else, I try to remember all the puke. 70. Is it just Pantaleo's time? You know, the stars are aligning. Green's out, even though he's got the wins over Green. Can he do it? His path, Alec Pantaleo's path, will be something like he'll have. It's not easy. It'll be like the Sasa Yaya Thomas winner, and then the Ashnall Harold Brock Mahler winner, and then probably Jo or Berger. I would say Jo. This is a really fun weight class. I say Pantaleo gets it done here.
I
Yeah.
agree. Let's go Pantaleo.
Yeah. And then 74, I feel like Nolf a very big favorite here. Gant, Shields, LaValle, Camamine in the mix.
Yeah, I'll go
It's
Nolf with
Nolf.
Gant, beating Gant in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the move. He's looked really good.
79, this is a really fun one. Ringer, Imar, Chance Marsteller, Wick, Lujan, O'Malley McFadden, Chenzo. So it could be Chenzo Ringer in the quarter, and then Ringer versus Wick or Marsteller. I think it's Ringer all the way through here, including against Imar.
This weight is deep, but I mean, it's Ringer's weight to lose at this point, I
Yes.
feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, what did Kozak say? He said he would pick him to win a world title if he was on the team.
World medal.
World medal.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yeah, so he's that good.
Super elite. And then 86, Mark Hall, Trent Hidley, Nick Reenan, Owen Webster, Andrew Morgan.
Nick Reed wrestle in college this year?
Nope.
He was on a team. But
What are you doing?
I mean, you know,
Nobody
graduating.
know? No, he wrestled 5 matches. Surprised you didn't know that.
I said,
He won them all.
well, I knew he was
won
on the
the Wolf-
team, which sounds like you learned 4 seconds ago.
He won the Wolfpack Open.
Oh. Yeah, I've got Mark Hall winning this over Hidley. I think it's a pretty well set final. Although Nick Reenan, and we have to say it, he made Final X.
He took David Taylor down
and
first.
he took David Taylor. There was a time in State College he was the odds-on favorite to make the team for 1 second.
I don't even know if I'd still go that
No,
far, but
no, I would not either. But it happened, and he had to beat Richard Perry. He beat some legit dudes to make that. If he is optimized, he could absolutely beat Trent Hidley. But I just feel like Trent has wrestled him probably so many times, it's not likely. We haven't seen that return to form. That was the 2018 Final X, right? Mm-hmm. So
2018.
it was 18.
Oh,
for some reason I thought it was
wow.
19, but it was 18.
First one.
First X. Okay. 92. Oh my gosh, Isaac Trumbull's the 1 seed.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go
T-Rums.
Caffey over Trumbull.
Yeah, Caffey.
Yeah, let's get caffeinated.
I bet T-Rums.
Hey, how is Sam Mitchell from Buffalo? This is a Wisconsin kid, so I know the name. How is he seated over Timmy Dudley? Because I just looked at his record. He was 0-2 at the max this year. I mean, listen, I'm glad he's competing everywhere and seems to be doing all right. But how the hell did he get seated over Tim Dudley?
I wonder if I could imagine him having a head-to-head maybe or something. I have no idea, buddy.
He made the U23 finals. That might have had something to do with
Buffalo
it.
loves U23s. They live for it.
They really do, don't they? They'll have some dudes show up and win U23s, and you'll never see them again ever.
Before or after? That's for sure. Then 120.
How weird is that? What is the
very
deal?
weird. He's very weird. I can't
So
understand
weird.
it. We need to get the bomb. So JD, interview Stutzman and figure out how he does it.
All right.
He has such a specific peak. For
Yeah,
his
because
guys.
the one year beat Evan in the freaking finals, and you're like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be good next year, and then he was a bum.
Maybe not a bum, but yeah, he certainly wasn't Evan
I
Wick.
definitely didn't challenge for All American status. What was that
Yeah,
dude's name?
He did not. I already can't remember.
Did Muhammad McBride? Is that who it was?
Well, that's a guy. He's at West Virginia now. He's bracky trained.
And competing, I believe.
Yeah.
No, that's probably not who I'm thinking of.
Oh my gosh. The West Virginia guys are doing this hashtag get mounted. I don't know about that one.
It's just a mountaineer thing. You wouldn't understand.
You're
You know,
right.
it's
I mean, I might
a-
understand, but yet in some ways I don't.
It's a
Get it
I-
trending, boys.
I
Get
think
mounted.
It's the pitch for recruits. Is what they're trying to do.
We're trying to get them
That's-
mounted.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. That's a safe sport violation, guys.
Who's to say? 97, Mike Mock, J.I.L.O., Joe Rao, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Smith, but we know him as Andy. I know him as the GOAT. Sam Mitchell, T.J. Dudley, Mike Mock, all the way.
Yes.
Mike Mock looks wild with his hair. His hair's crazy now. He's got this long, crazy hair.
Looks good.
It looks good. Solid flow. Nice guy, Mock. 125, Zilmer, Don Bradley, Ty Walls. Guys, you know what? Give me Don Bradley.
Quiet.
Because Don Bradley, because you know what?
Send it.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Don Bradley is a classic yell at you guy when you don't pick him to win a tournament. He's done that to me.
I wish Wyatt Hendrickson was here and Christian Piles showed up also, and Wyatt Henderson gave him a gorilla press above the head for all the nonsense he's been
And just
talking.
threw him.
Yeah. You know what? For what? For doing what?
Anti-American.
For accurate predictions?
For hating the troops.
I love the troops.
You
Wyatt
hate
might
the
be
truth.
one of my favorite troops. Other than, my dad and JMZ.
General
Those-
Patton.
Rambo.
And Patton was a good troop. Now I'm thinking of a lot of good troops out there. All right. Well, we'll stack rank the troops next week. So, actually, I'm not gonna be here next week. I'm gonna be in freaking
The happiest place on earth.
Hey, actually, I won't either.
Oh snap!
What?
Shows
I'll be at Pan Am.
Do I got the week
Oh,
off
yeah.
or
We might be
Like
a
going
week
solo.
off.
We'll figure it out.
do you trust me to go solo for a
Oh
week?
my gosh! Yeah. Who knows who would be your first call for a co-host if I said there's no one at FloWrestling available? Who would you?
Oh,
just
no one
call?
to flow? Oh, damn. What would I do? Man, I don't know. I don't know where I'd go with that one.
Okay.
I might just go solo.
Solo. Just go. Just
Tommy
do a,
Rollins, bring T-Bone Funky back.
Oh, there we go.
That's a throwback. Yeah, let's do it.
He's too busy. He can't ever do anything.
Yeah, he's big time.
So
He's
busy.
a big produce guy.
Wait. Where's JD going?
Pan Am's.
Where's that?
He's going to Asabuco, Mexico.
Nailed it.
He ain't listen, I want you to plan for the future, Christian. He ain't coming back. You need to hire someone else.
Listen,
I'll be okay.
let me tell you about. First of all, I called it.
Acapulco?
It's called-
He ain't
I-
coming back.
Acapulco.
It's called. It's Acapulco.
It's Acapulco.
That's what I
He's been
said.
calling it Acapulco the whole time. So then I called it Asabuco, which is a food. But it's actually Acapulco, and apparently it's run by the cartel. And
It's
people,
it's a
Hot,
very
hot,
nice,
hot.
very nice tourist location.
people are getting carjacked. It's not a nice.
People get carjacked in Austin.
They're
all the
jacking
time.
everybody out
Do
here.
they?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, we knew
Yes.
we knew a man that got carjacked in Austin, Texas, and we love him to this day. They did a soup kitchen, so we do need to.
Wow, that's right on the ocean, though. You might have a good time down there. You
I
just
know,
keep-
I
you
know.
Listen, I don't know, man. First of all, you're taking the new guy Connor, who had not been on a flight, to my knowledge, until he started working here. So
Yeah, I think he did say that.
and now he's going to Mexico. I don't think he's ever left the country.
This is his first time leaving
And
the country.
and you're gonna be his shepherd.
That's right.
Dude,
You're
that's
not risk
far
averse.
away. I'm
We
looking
did-
at where this is. Oh my god.
We did not think this through at all. This is not good.
No, you didn't. Not
I need
good.
you,
What could go wrong?
Ben. I need you to give. Connor's going to be there. I need you to give him some self-defense lessons. how to not get picked by, because this guy he's amazing, but
State champ. Don't worry, he'll be fine.
he's a state champion wrestler, so he's
There
not
you
an
go.
easy guy to that's not an easy target, but
man.
JD's gonna be wearing some wild floral shirt that attracts a lot of attention, and then next thing you know, all right, now I'm getting real nervous.
Next
about
thing
this.
you know, we're on the beach having a good time.
with the cartel. All right.
That could either be a really good time or a really
And
bad
on that
time.
note,
Go a lot of different directions. Okay, so on the women's side, some kind of disappointing news. No Amit Allure in this one, but she's already qualified for trials, so we should see her eventually. 65, I think it's going to be a fun weight with Emma Bruntel, Mallory Velty. They're both really tough. I think they're probably the two favorites there. Kayla Miracle, I'm excited to watch her compete as she's already qualified. She's in Final X, but she's getting some mat time at the Open. XMP, Xochitl Pettis, the favorite at 59. Where's what's her name?
who are you looking for?
From Sunnyside, Ray.
Audrey, she's
Audrey Jimenez.
Oh, she's not wrestling seniors.
Okay.
She's still U17.
Okay, wow.
She's wrestling in women's nationals next weekend.
Aaron Golston, Aleda Martinez at 50. Ronna Heaton down at 53. She kind of faked us out at Bill Farrell, as I recall.
Her and her husband both.
Yeah, they both went up weights. And Jakara Winchester, definitely one of the best wrestlers in the building, 55. We're going to be shooting actually a little follow-along with Jakara.
That's right.
So stay tuned for that. Lauren Mason, who actually, is that not the...
Yeah, same Lauren Mason.
Lauren Mason, she helps us out. Helps us out on social media. I hope she wins, even though she's got Jakara in her weight. That'll be difficult. That'll be the upset story. Ben, any parting thoughts before
I'm so
US
excited.
Open?
We're gonna have some. You guys are gonna be missing. We're gonna have some new stars next week. The U17s and U20s is always a breakout event, and this is not gonna be any different. Some guys are gonna shock us, and we're gonna have some new stars next week.
Cool. Do we have time for a question? Let me look here. Why all right, Ben, why don't guys throw in a half from a gut wrench?
I play with that sometimes, especially when they post back coming up to I go half in a bar and take it through. It is hard though. I mean, David did it in the Worlds, I think, but I mean, a lot of guys don't post that much, and I am wrestling probably not guys my own skill level, so maybe doing things a little bit easier.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, 9:44. That was
Speaking of which, we'll end on a voicemail because Boondog called back in.
Oh,
and
God.
he's got a question for Ben.
all right. Boondog, hit it.
Last question of the day.
This is Boondog from Costa Rica. What does Ben think about Gable Steveson? Could Gable pin him in a chin and arm?
Oh, wow.
No, listen, Gable it might be the greatest heavyweight of all time. He can't pin any of these bums. He surely can't pin me.
That's true. That's true. The only person he can pin is Luke Luffman, who he's
Listen,
been
you give me
multiple
100
times in
to
his
take him
career. I
down.
believe.
I don't know if I can take him down, but if he can't pin any of these dudes, he can't pin me.
Man, I don't know.
Gable gets the chin and arm.
What if he starts with it?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him use a chin and arm? He's probably be like, "What's this move? I only know snap downs and go behinds and double legs and like normal good moves."
I think he knows that. Listen, if you're a heavyweight, you got to know the chin and arm.
Has he ever chin and armed anyone?
I think that's how he won his fourth or Minnesota state title.
I've never seen him use a chin and arm.
I just
don't
remember
think he
the
knows how to
backflip.
do it.
Hold on,
I'm getting out.
Hold on. 4 state title match. I've got it right here. I'm pretty sure he just.
Wow. Pulling a Ben.
Who's got the volume on now?
I actually thought I already cut the volume on. Oh my gosh, this poor kid. All right, we got it. We got an overtie snap, chin and arm, ran him
is.
straight over for the 4th title.
Okay.
Ben is equivalent to a Minnesota high school heavyweight.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man. Hey, you didn't win a
But
single
I'll
Minnesota
put it
state
on the
title.
line. Listen, I said I'm gonna do it. I said no one's gonna pin me from a chin and arm. Gable, you want to get together and you want to grab the chin and arm. I'm gonna warm up a little bit for you. You ain't gonna pin me.
All right, put
All
it
right.
out there. Well, we'll have to see. You'll be at Final X New York if he's
will.
there.
I don't want to wear him out for his finals match though.
Less than a week to decide.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
May the 4th be with us. All right.
Cinco de Cuatro.
Cinco de Cuatro. We'll see you guys.
Yeah.
We will see you. Oh, I don't know. We will see you, though. You will be seen, and you will see us. You'll see this guy in either Las Vegas or Acapulco, Mexico, depending on
Nailed
where
it.
you are. Hope you guys enjoy the U.S. Open. It started already, and it won't stop till Sunday. For David Bray, JD Raider, Ben Askren, thank you so much for listening. See you next time. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Watch a lot of U.S. Open. We'll be there. Stay tuned. Goodbye.